Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning into yet again another live stream. Not breaking news because it come out this morning anyway. Would have brought it to you a bit more quicker. So apologies, chat. I was out and about when it did get released anyway. But let me know your thoughts if you are watching on the repeat or if you're watching on TikTok or Instagram or whatever social media platform. Get your comments in. It's not the best news, in all honesty, really. It was news that we anticipated, really. But if you are watching a live stream, do get your comments in. And as I said, I will be making it a feature, especially on the pre-recorded videos, like we used to do a while ago anyway. I'll be looking back on all the comments that you've all put in, and we'll, along with the live chat, we'll be interacting with all the comments. So let me know your thoughts. To get to, obviously, big up there, Russell. If we are signing proven players, this signing makes no sense. Yeah, Russell, big up, mate. I will be reading out your comments on the Carvalho video we did do last night, mate, as well, along with other people's. And I'd agree with you, mate. It doesn't seem that it's, as we'll get into, really, it's. He goes on to say, George, in terms of the appointments, if him and Jürgen get on, then they can go more longer than 3 months, which is the allotted time. Really, that is the contract that has been given to him currently. But it's going to be this for me, Russell, in chat. This for me is a very pivotal moment. We all know it in terms of the next 3 to 6 months. Very much set us up perfectly into the next 12, 24 months anyway, as we've discussed over the last couple of weeks. All of us, every Liverpool fan, if we don't get this appointment right and the person to follow him, Liverpool can very much set themselves back. And there's a great tweet that I've picked out. It was from Dave O'Cop, just mainly that one, really, and it very much summarises in relation to he tweets, as we've spoke about, me and Russell, as we were discussing, Asensio, as we said here. Fabrizio, Aston Villa submitted an opening bid for Marco Asensio last week as negotiations have been ongoing for days. No final decision yet. Still waiting on the players, but PSG have also approached Asensio, Italian clubs and Villa pushing to get the deal done ASAP. But this more or less indicates what I was more or less summarising there, but it's absolutely hit the nail on the head from Dave O'Cop. Aston Villa mean business. Asensio's best days may be behind him, but he's still a quality player. Clubs below Liverpool are getting closer to Liverpool than Liverpool are getting to teams like Manchester City with some smart signings. Liverpool need to make a statement this summer to get back towards the top, or at best they'll have a squad as strong as Aston Villa and Newcastle, etc. So that for me summarises it perfectly, more better than I would, and probably most of us anyway. But Dave O'Cop's hit the nail on the head there, in all honesty. But big up there, Lavagna as well. How we doing, matey? Big up Panov, big up there, Bird. Just saying, love the Panov. But definitely, we need to start finding some cheap gems, though. It's to either build up and keep, or to sell on, in my opinion. Yeah, more or less did reply to that panel. We will be going back to your comments. And yeah, McAllister, we need 70 million. We need so many players. We do, Russell. We very much do. Yeah, he's only just turned 27. Yeah, 6 even. Yeah. Russell, agreed. Those clubs are getting closer. Big up, matey. Anfield Lark. Agree, those clubs are getting closer. Spending smartly rather than being stung left, right, and centre like the big clubs. Very much so, matey. But we'll get straight into it, chat. As I said, I will be going back on obviously all your comments. So we'll be analysing along with the live comments as well. But if you've been out and about like me this morning, apologies, I would have got it straight out there, but I've just been out and about. So apologies for that, chat. But in terms of, I'm going to call him Jorg, because I'm not even going to pronounce a second name. We'll try to pronounce a second name. But chat, as I said, if you haven't already done so, please do drop a like and a subscribe if you are new round here as well, chat. But we'll get straight into the nitty-gritty of all the stuff, really. As it was announced this morning, Liverpool can confirm Jorg has been appointed as the club's new sporting director. Fabrizio goes on to say as well, his short-term contract as new Liverpool's director. He's already taken care of the McAllister and Fabio Carvalho situation, is what Fabrizio Romano said, and goes on to quote Mike Gordon. Jorg will work with our football and operations department as it continues to prove support to Jurgen Klopp. And we go on to the next stage as Chris William does perfectly summarize what this job will very much entail for the new incoming fella. Jorg has told Sports One how his role will work at Liverpool. The input of the coach is in transfers is greater in England than in Germany, where a sports board or a sports director holds everything in one hand. Klopp sets the priorities. He goes on to add, as Chris Williams quotes on his socials. If you don't follow Chris Williams, give him a follow, chat. He's very, very credible. One of my favourite journalists. I do like to look at all of his work and his articles. We then work with data. He goes on to, Jorg does go on to say in the interview, we then work with the data analysis and scouts who he will then choose from a list of players who he'd like to work with. After that, I will approach the targets and clubs, and in the end, the owners must also be satisfied with the investment. I'll start on the 1st of June, he was quoted as saying, if we like each other, the cooperation can go beyond the transfer window. So let's see then if we will continue or not. So that just goes to add on what really the length of contract that this fella's going to be getting. He goes on to say for Fabrizio, Liverpool's sporting director, Jorg Klopp sets the priorities. We support him, so then he chooses from a list of players. My contract cooperation is initially scheduled for the last 3 months. If we take a liking to each other, we can also extend. Just goes on to that as well. But we'll just go on to a little comments from obviously Mike Gordon as well in terms of the sporting director from Fenway Sports Group. First, I would like to welcome Jorg to Liverpool Football Club in knowledge that he will bring a wealth of knowledge and experience into his new role. Such qualities can only benefit both him and us. Jorg will work with our club, with our football operations department, as it continues to provide support for Jurgen Klopp in keeping with our ongoing endeavours to keep growing the development of the club in all areas. And that's very much, chat, that is an area where Liverpool have not, as we've stated already over the last couple of nights, Liverpool are an absolute bloody mess. So hopefully he can steady the ship in some aspect, really. At the same time, as we welcome Jorg, we also bid farewell to Julian Ward, who has served us with unstinting due diligence and the energy in a number of roles, the most recent one being sporting director. We wish Julian and his young family all the very best for the future and thank him for everything he has done for Liverpool during the 11-year stint and 11-year role. And obviously, in terms of your little bit of a summary on Liverpool's website, as you can see here, chat. For me, it's not the best portfolio, in all honesty, but at the end of the day, if Jurgen has been recommended him or he wants to work with him, then he must have a good working relationship with him anyway. He's a former professional goalkeeper who's previously enjoyed successful stints in similar positions at Cologne, Hanover, and Almenia. For me, they're not clubs that they're not even bloody on a level with Liverpool Football Club. So, of course, this will be his biggest job, but time will be the biggest teller, chat. I'm hoping it goes right, but it could go in the opposite direction. It could go drastically wrong. I'm hoping it doesn't do that, chat, but we can only hope, in all honesty. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, chat. Let's get through all your comments, and then we will recap on obviously previous episodes that is all left in on other episodes as well. Agree. I've read that one. It's close, but yeah, it's the big issue really. But just having a little gab aren't you to each other. I've missed doing the lives, but this your guy is on for just Lavagna, as we just stated there. He's on a 3-month contract, which potentially could indicate that Liverpool could have someone long term. But for me, this doesn't sit right with me. That if Liverpool do have someone in mind post Jorg in the next 3 months, I don't get why we're giving them the 3-month window. It seems that Liverpool over the last couple of months we've got rid. This contract offer would indicate that we're trying to get some people from outside the football club, because internally I think we've scrapped the model of very much given one from Julian Ward, Michael Edwards, then given the job to Michael Edwards, then given the job to Julian Ward, and so and he's literally jumped ship, as we know. So it's going to be interesting, but fingers crossed, everyone. The likes, big up there, Mizzy. Watch Morton be used as a new side. Won't put it past it, Russell. That's the FSG mantra in it, really, mate. Sadly, I'm so angry. Carvalho will probably be better than McAllister in a few years. Time will tell, Russell. But very much, I'll bring up your comment that you mentioned yesterday, mate. Big up, Yusuf. Yusuf, are you happy with Poch? I tell you what. I think if I was a Chelsea fan, thank God I'm not. Sorry, Yusuf. But yeah, I think he'll be a good appointment for your lads anyway, Yusuf. But Todd Bowley does need to take a massive step back anyway in terms of the operation of running a club. I think it's a good appointment on a short-term basis. If you can tie up deals in the window, then maybe he's not suited to us and we'll find someone else. That's the interesting point, Panov. But I think Liverpool, as we've spoke about over the last couple of weeks, all of us, every Liverpool fan, we are very much playing with fire. But big up there, John, as well. Talio, Gary, how are we? Big up there, Henry. What do you think will happen with Julian Ward? Failed to get a central defensive midfielder, overspent on Nunes, didn't get on with Klopp. It's a great comment, mate. Time will tell. It wouldn't surprise me. What didn't sit right with me, mate, and chat, was that he jumped ship so quick, especially if it was a role that he had eyes on. But as you'd indicate there, mate, that by the looks of it, and we all know internally, Liverpool Football Club has been a mess. There's been I don't know. I don't know. I don't pass off to think that I know anything, but by all accounts, from all of us, what we're gauging from Liverpool and the press and everything that has been supposedly leaked over the last 6 to 12 months, there's been massive internal battles. And that would indicate what happened over the last year in terms of Premier League football. It's not just been a tactical mess. It's been a mess from behind closed doors as well. How many of us every Liverpool fan have been crying out for a replacement for Gini Wijnaldum? We all knew we've let 3-4 midfielders go over the space of 4 or 5 years, and very much not replaced them with adequate quality, really. I think all of us are all for promoting from the youth, but you need sometimes to go out and spend it on real quality. And that's very much what Liverpool haven't been doing. But as well, seems to be a fit for our system. Maybe it does. But yeah, not for says. But yeah, there we go. Gary Bean. But big up, Henry. Yes, I will be jumping on your live stream Thursday. Is it, Henry? I'll definitely. I'll make sure to post it on my socials, so we'll send a load of people over. But yeah, we need to replace Firmino. None of this Gakpo replacement nonsense. That's the thing, Russell. We need more than just Gakpo. Because you can't really, as we've seen over the last couple of months, we can't really trust Nunes and Jota, really. Because you look at, was it Jota this season? Was it 30 games or 30 plus games without scoring a goal for Liverpool? I know we come back from an injury, but the main priority, as I've stated a couple of nights ago, all of us, Liverpool need to get their bloody medical department sorted. But we'll go back to reviewing, obviously, the comments from this Carvalho video, everyone. This is something that we'll be doing in terms of if I'm doing any pre-records, I'll be going back on previous videos. For people that obviously did get the comments in on the live, but obviously with the pre-records, I will be reading throughout all the comments. So this is obviously in relation to McAllister and the Fabinho video that we did do yesterday. So we got Shay's comment there. Carvalho was getting game time at the start of the season, and we didn't see him anywhere. He was on the bench, but not getting any time. I feel that there's some bit of an attitude problem, and we don't know. Klopp doesn't like that. He's not surprised he is leaving. And then Panov goes on. All right, Jack, lad. He's in the comments. Big up, Panov. Really appreciate your support on all the contents as always. Every single one he is. Well, Panov's comments left in the comments last night. I've said for a good while now that I thought Carvalho wasn't a Klopp signing, and he was just bought in to improve slightly and sell on for a profit, which is fine by me. But we need to do more and buying but we do more of buy youngsters cheap, improve them and sell them on for 20, 30 million profit. Hopefully none of these come back to bite us and become whale beaters for a value of £100 odd million anyway. That's the issue, mate. But what is it, back to being a buy to sell, sell to buy club? Because I tell you what, if we will be, if FSG don't actually bloody put their hands in the pockets. We'll go to Russell's comments as well. Massive thank you, Russell, and everyone for jumping in the live stream tonight as well. But Russell goes on to add on yesterday's episodes. He doesn't really want McAllister. We should be going for Szoboszlai, who's miles clear. 70 million on a bang average midfielder. We need 5 to 7 players, not 1 or 2. The club is finished. And Leeds are signing Franca for 15 million. Why can't Liverpool sign players from South America for cheap? And the scouting system is non-existent. Very much agree with you there, Russell. I'd say probably City have got quite a big stronghold and a big grip on a lot of South American talent anyway. But Gary said sell Carvalho. Unprofessional from Carvalho public. Big up there, matey. And just Russell, I did reply to you there, mate. Asenjo is available in terms of be a free, could be a good right wing depth. And Deacon for them as well. Kai Walker Peters. So good shouts there, mate. Very much so. I will reply to that once we are post live there as well, mate. But let us know, chat. It's gonna be it's a massive, all of us. It's a massive 3 months, massive 6, 12 months anyway for Liverpool. As we did go on, that Davo Cop tweet did very much summarise what we're all thinking perfectly. Just bring it quickly for anyone jumping in now. Just in relation to that's the main key points. And as the final, Liverpool need to make a statement this summer to get back towards the top, or at best, they'll have a squad as strong as Aston Villa and Newcastle United, etc. Finger with Villa and Newcastle, their quality, even Brighton as well. Especially if we do pay 70 million for McAllister, they'll probably have the next, as Russell alluded to, they'll probably have quite a lot of South Americans coming through their academy, sadly as well, though, chap. But time will tell. Time will be the biggest teller. I wish we all had a crystal ball like we could see in the future, but if only we were flying the wall in terms of these transfer negotiations as well. Make sure Corvo, big up, matey, and congratulations, mate. Obviously, getting Champions League football. I think me and you, we were speaking a couple of months ago, mate. You were quite nervous with getting top 4. I knew you would get it, mate. So congratulations for that. And speaking of transfers and spending right, that's the big one, chat as well. Corvo and the Newcastle lads. Eddie Howe hasn't really delved into his massive pit of money, in all honesty. The thing with Newcastle, he spent right. I love Dan Burn as a player. Bit of a mad fellow as well, but the thing with Eddie Howe and what Jurgen Klopp used to do in terms of improving, he can still do as well, is improving what he's got, getting the best, every last ounce of quality out of a player and potentially improving them above their ceiling, getting just like 110% out of every single player. So congratulations there, matey. Fully deserved. And he's even drew the last 2 games in the season, and it was enough to get over the line. quite frankly, because he's had a stellar 6 to 7 months in, well, a whole season, really, in all honesty, mate. Liverpool was shocking. Thinking our attack will be okay next season. Injuries permitted, mate. I think we all know. When we get the midfield and supply sorted. For me, as you know, mate, and chat, I've done a video, was it 2 nights ago, where I did rant, but I'm sick and tired of it, really. I don't want to be going into like I don't think any of us really want to be doing it 2 months into the new Premier League season in a couple of months. And Liverpool are mid-table again because we haven't done our due diligence, really, and got our business sorted. But fingers crossed, I can only hope. Kind of enough of the midfield, 40 million, Ox, 60 million. Yeah, in terms of Gundogan, only 2 in Klopp history have been good in terms of midfield as well. Big up there, John. Great to see you in the comments, matey. Hope you are well. Hope every single one of you are well as well. We don't get anything from Oxy. Yeah, no, we don't. I'll tell you what, we'd be hard pressed to be bloody doing that, mate. Having a sporting director for Henry, yeah, it's 3 months, Henry, highlighting FSG's inability to do a proper job for our beloved club. And the fact he can't say he said no to the Super League is rubbish in terms, yeah, 100%. I thought if he leaves it on a free, yeah, he's leaving on a free. Naby's also, Liverpool are doing, is it, chat? I'm pretty sure you've seen it on the socials anyway today. They're celebrating Naby, probably with a hospital bed or something. Because it's sad, really, because the amount of money we did whack on Naby Keita, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. He didn't show it a lot, but I'll tell you what, there was a good player in moments and elements. I think you probably count on one hand the amount of good games Naby had. But yet again, Liverpool, we can't be doing that again. Especially if Darwin Núñez turned into be one of these players like a Naby, where we spend 50, 60 million on a player and we don't really get the best out of him due to him being injured. But Liverpool need to spend 100 million on our bloody medical departments at this rate if it carries on. Carvalho definitely needs to play week in, week out to help his development. Definitely makes, well, we rejected an opening bid for, I think, chat. And that was something I was meant to have put in, so apologies. It's been reported this morning that the bid did come from RB Leipzig from Germany. Obviously, Russell's already alluded to Szoboszlai. Carvalho, I think, used being linked with Newcastle in relation to the attacking midfielder. So if he's going out the door, they did put a bid in. Supposedly, it was RB Leipzig. If it wasn't, we'll find out in the next couple of weeks. All good, matey. Just rattle through this. Yeah, he's going to be representing Portugal, matey. Will be. McAllister is 45 million at most. Willock is a better player. Oh, bloody hell! Big shout there, Russell. big shout there. As I said, everyone's got the different views and opinions as well. Despite Grace Michelle, we will still count as in. But yeah, don't think so, mate. It's you never know with all these. And there we go. That's Ricky. But I'll tell you what, if this appointment doesn't go well, I think you will have a lot more pressure. Well, the pressure's already quite high. And you know where I stand, chat. If you haven't seen my video I done 2 nights ago, just go and check it out. I was absolutely fuming. And you know me, I'm quite chilled usually, but yeah, I was up. I've had enough of the owners, and just really the mismanagement of the football club, especially in terms of just not getting quality into the football club. We for a very good spell, the fact that we got so close to Manchester City, we were doing something well, and Jürgen and the lads were doing really well in terms of recruitment and that. But it seems like the football club are very much took. We've made 100 steps forward, and then the last 6 to 12 months we've taken in terms of the transfer recruitment. We've taken another 200 steps back. So it's frustrating, really. But yeah, Russell said there, we'll swap Carvalho for Carvalho and 40 million. Tell you what, that's what we should do. I see that on Twitter as well, Russell. Apparently Liverpool weren't too happy with Salzburg's offer as well to buy Carvalho. Apparently they were quite disappointed by. It's one of them. When you play FIFA, where the Jurgen Klopp runs out with the transfer negotiations, going, "Oh, I'm not happy and all that." Or transfer football. A lot of you play Football Manager as well, but yeah, basically the chief executive just walks out. Can we really ever do an FSG out? Looks like it's like a slogan to me. There's hardly any power left with the fan. Yeah, Lavanya, yes, there will. You just only have to look at the Hicks and Gillette. But I think a lot of people, a lot of people in the fan base, I can only speak for the people I know, me mates and that, in terms of off camera, that I know, in terms of going the game as well, the lads that go to the aways as well. It's disappointing. Of course, we always get behind the lads, but we're not Liverpool fan base. We're not stupid. We all know that Jurgen needs help, and we need to improve the quality, because that midfield wasn't good enough this season. It was good when Henderson had legs and we had Gini Wijnaldum and the system worked, but we're massively getting absolutely destroyed, as we spoke about for the last for all season. Every single team has identified Liverpool's weaknesses and frailties from a systematical point of view, and that's Liverpool's right-hand side. We have got absolutely bombarded down Liverpool's right, and it's up to Jurgen, it's up to the technical staff and everyone really to very much tactically fix it. But we've had a good 11 run of games, which is great. I think all of us are happy that we've actually started to win games and all that, but let's not forget the 6 months prior to the back end of this season. We need to, and we said this at the beginning of this season that just gone, we needed to hit the ground running, and that was very much not the case. And we'll pick up their chat as well. But there'll be a lot of shows planned anyway, I know, chat. And I will be getting a lot more yous involved as well. I know a lot of yous don't like to really get involved in terms of the jumping on the pods, but the links will always be there, chat. So these are all very much welcome on. Jack, do you think Carvalho is worth? How much do you think Carvalho is worth? He would do a job in our midfield. Go about. Obviously, Joelinton. I love Joelinton. In terms of just how well Eddie Howe has got him working. That is very much a player that was underused with Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce is basically the equivalent to Rodgers getting Firmino and not knowing actually how to get the best out of him. Jurgen got the best out of Bobby, and Eddie Howe's getting the best out of Joelinton. Everyone goes on about, oh, Newcastle spent. No, Eddie Howe has improved. I think they've signed Bruno Corvo. He's signed Bruno and a couple, one or two, obviously Isaac as well. But in terms of like 75% of that Newcastle squad, it is very much being bought pre-Eddie Howe as well. So, yeah, you're in for a good shopping spree anyway, Corvo, and quite rightly so. You got your Champions League revenue, which will, of course, improve that transfer kitty. Well and good. Disappointing for Liverpool, but Liverpool we've got to get bloody the ball rolling. Big up there, Andrew. Hope you're well. Not too bad, mate. As long as you and everyone in chat is keep looking after yourselves. Give Carvalho to Leipzig on loan. Yeah, I think he's going to be going to Newcastle, Sabuzlai. That's what I've got. A lot of reports are coming out of Germany that he might be going to. I don't understand why it's so negative about FSG. This team has performed well when healthy. FSG is fine. Stop making excuses. Kenneth, nice. Thank you very much for the super chat. As I said, Kenneth, I don't know if I'm guessing you're new round here, mate. But if you're an OG, you know I've been very much quite positive in terms of FSG. Probably too positive, really, mate. But at the end of the day, it's a whole team collective, and not just picking on FSG, as I said. And I've said, I kind of go and check my videos out. If you haven't seen them this week, I very much said it is a whole team collective. The owners, Liverpool Football Club, the medical departments, every facet of the football club needs to start getting the ball rolling, because I'll tell you what. But yeah, FSG have done well, but let's not forget the mismanagement in the transfer market as well. But Jurgen Klopp plays a massive role in that, and everyone as a team collective. So it's not just on FSG. I would agree with that, mate. But in terms of FSG, they cannot continue the Moneyball model that they had years ago as well. That is the Super League is the Premier League, mate. But I do agree where you come from, mate. So massive thank you for the super chat as well. And that's the thing. Not everyone's going to agree. That's the beauty of football. Everyone has different opinions, but as I said, everyone's different opinions. As I said, I do my videos. There's loads of people that disagree with what I say. But what I will do is obviously feature Kenneth and everyone's comments, and we can debate like adults. That sounds. Cavalier was homegrown, smashed the championship, did well. 20 million is a fair price as well. Sorry there, Corvo. Yeah, I'd agree with what Russell said. 20 to 30 million, given his age as well and profile. You look at, as I mentioned, was it yesterday's video or the day before? The lad that's just went to Forest in January. What's his bloody name? The attacking midfielder, anyway, the youngster. He went for was it 35 million from Wolves? The fella that come from Wolves, the young lads. Big up there. Kenneth, tell me one good thing that they did. Oh, bloody hell. Lavanya, they've done good and they've done bad as well. As I said, my face is for radio, or I'd be all over it. Big up there, Rob. Hope you're well, matey. Looks like you're going to be a busy boy this summer. All these ins and outs. Yes, Rob. As I said, for the OGs of the channel, that's what we loved, and bloody hell, that Nabil Fekir saga was an absolute joke, chat. If you weren't following us back then, YouTube, it was absolutely mad. We even had a thumbnail of Nabi Fekir. Bloody hell, he'd definitely be injured, that player. And Nabil Fekir, he done his Liverpool interview, didn't he? It somehow got through to the press. The images of his interview, it wasn't even photoshopped. He literally recorded his Liverpool interview, so obviously the welcoming video and everything, and then that didn't really go through, which was mad, in all honesty. But we've had some transfer crackers over the years, over the last 5-6 years anyway. But Klopp needs to take responsibility 100% for his F-ups. It also is all F-achieved. Yeah, it's a whole collective, really, Henry, as well. Without but yeah, they signed Klopp as well, 100%. But he was a value at the time. We all wanted it was either Ancelotti or Jurgen Klopp. But for FSG's model as owners, especially with that Moneyball model that they had years ago, Jurgen Klopp was the best in European football for what he'd done at Mainz and for what he'd done at Borussia Dortmund as well. It was chance, really, that he was available at that moment in time, and good enough for Liverpool, because I tell you what, there's no bigger upgrade from going from Brendan Rodgers then to Jurgen Klopp. That is bloody levels. Basically, Steve Bruce to then get Pep Guardiola, probably. Yeah. I think Fabio has an attitude problem. There was talk of, yeah, Suzanne, very much what he does look like an attitude. Pretty consistent with his opinions, Keith, mate. He doesn't moan in FSG just for the sake of it. Yeah, Keith. But massive thank you for your super chat, Keith. As I said, if you're new around here, as I said, I do love a good moan now and again. But if you've not watched me content, mate, over the last 4 or 5 year period, I've been probably criticised for being too positive in terms of FSG and Jurgen Klopp and all that. But that's the thing with social media. And that's the beauty of opinions. As I said, not everyone's going to agree. Blow for Porto when he refused to play for them as well. Yeah, FSG are good owners and keep the club stable. But unfortunately, the market has only got away from them, and they don't want to put in extra capital to compete financially. And it's going to be good. I'm not going to be sitting here going, oh, it's great that we've got a good standard. It is good from a club stability point of view. But at the end of the day, you've got Aston Villa and you've got Newcastle and you've got teams probably potentially jumping over us in the next couple of years. And that is ridiculous. We're wasting Jurgen Klopp's best years as a coach. He's the greatest manager I've had in my lifetime. He's brought us to the Premier League after 30-odd bloody years. He took us to 3 Champions League in 5 years. What I would have liked would have been just a bit more help from Jurgen Klopp. Like a Tchouaméni. I get he went to Real Madrid, but then go out and buy the second choice in terms of Tchouaméni. If you couldn't get him then, get the second or third choice. But as we know, there was some mad interviews Jurgen's given over the last couple of months. We could easily sign good players for cheap prices. We always sign someone for 60 million plus, then sign no one else. Yeah, now that's the issue. Really, very much does lie, Russell, mate. And we'll find out in the next couple of weeks and months where we do find ourselves. Not at the minute, Russell. Looked like Lavia thought he was playing for Liverpool. Was it at the weekend? Lovely through ball or a lovely pass to his potential future Liverpool colleagues. Anyway, Liverpool's defo too big for an establishment for FSG. I can see them stay. I can't see them staying for much longer. As soon as Man United sell, then that would when Manchester. It's one thing Manchester City to winning, but when you've got Manchester United winning title after title after title, a lot more the fan base will be very disgruntled, to say the least. If Man United and the likes of Newcastle start winning titles and pulling away, but mainly Manchester United, and they start winning European Cups, then a lot more Liverpool fans will be a bit more disappointed, disgruntled, really. We could make more cheaper speculative signings, but when we relying on our scouting being better than others below us, yeah, definitely. And is it Corvo? Did you sign? Was it the Brighton? Someone in terms of the recruitments? I think you signed them. Was it last year or the year before? That was in terms of your new model as a football club with the new owners and the new management. Was there someone that you picked up? Sorry, guys. Big up there, North. Sorry, guys, I'm not too hopeful on this August window. McAllister looking close, but after that, I think we'll be looking for freebies. FSGs will do what FSG do, blame something else, probs the Champions League. Yeah, North. Wait, the PR merchants have already started anyway. Yeah, was it Dan Ashworth? Dan Ashworth, yeah, thought it was, mate. So if he was the head of operations at Brighton, and I'll tell you what, bloody hell, Brighton start. If Newcastle start buying these South Americans for 5-10 million, then that's a massive issue. And it's going to be even more difficult to get into top four as the season does progress. But yeah, Lavia is experience. Yeah, for me, Maverick, he's not my first choice in terms of DM. I think Ugarte, statistically, when you look at all the data on Ugarte's stats, he's probably one of the best tacklers. Well, I think he is the best tackler in the whole of Europe in terms of his ball retention, ball recoveries, and everything. Ticks all the boxes, but it looks like he's potentially going PSG, Newcastle, or was it Chelsea as well being linked with him? So, chat. But yeah, big up there, chat. As I said, massive thank you to everyone for tuning in. As I said, everyone, it's been a good show. The pre-recordings, put your bell notification on as well, everyone, so you do get notified. A lot more midnight videos we'll be getting, like pre-recorded videos if anything breaks. They'll be getting released midnight as well, so keep an eye on the channel for that. If you don't get your notifications, make sure you switch off your notifications and then reapply them, because I know a lot of you don't really get your notifications. But do follow us on TikTok, do follow us on Facebook as well, and YouTube. On all the socials. But a massive thank you for everyone tuning in today. If you just tuned in, chat, make sure you do rewind, and obviously you can catch up on the video as well. But if you do enjoy your shorter form content, then probably TikTok's your best, because I'm trying my best to chop it down into like a minute, a 2-minute video, because I know a lot of you can't really sit down and watch the whole, 40-minute video. So but I do enjoy my lives. There'll be a lot more live content coming up this week as well, chat. So, big up there, the Anfield Lark. Big up Russell. Big up there, John. Massive thank you, mate. Big up there, the Anfield Lark. Big up Panov as well. FSG built the stands to improve their pockets so they can get higher valuation. It's naked greed. Yeah, definitely me, Maverick. And a massive thank you to Kenneth as well for your comment, mate. As I said. And hopefully I do see you in the comments again, matey. But chat, have a lovely rest of your day. It's nice and bloody sunny, so I'm going to go out and about in sunny Liverpool. Scouse land, yeah, of course. Oh, and shout out to Stephen Gerrard as well. Massive happy birthday to him. Stevie. How old is he, chat, Stevie? Let's have a quick look. He must be about 4. Is he 40? His 40th must have been soon. Stephen Gerrard. How old is he? Yeah, 43. Bloody hell, Stevie. Doesn't look 43. Still got the hairline, Stevie, as we all know. Tell you what, you had the same hairlines at the age of what? Since he broke in as a youngster. Never changed. Well, he went through that little phase of going skinhead, Steven Gerrard, didn't he? Yeah, 43, chat. So a massive happy birthday to Stevie. I'm pretty sure he'll be celebrating somewhere in Merseyside with a couple of bevies anyway. But chat, look after yourselves. And a massive thank you for all the continued support as well. If you are tuning in, rewind, get involved in the comments. I will be featuring all your comments. If we do a pre-record, that will be a new feature. I will be reading out at the back of every single pre-recorded episode. We'll be going through all the comments from the previous episodes that following night as well. But chat, love you and leave us. Look after yourselves. Enjoy the sunshine. And look after yourself, everyone. And I'll see you again, potentially tonight for another episode. If not, tomorrow afternoon as well. Reds, look after yourself. And obviously, rival fans as well. Big up there, Corvo. And we'll see you again a bit later. So, everyone.